All right, let's jump right in. We're about to talk about a technology that could completely upend our world. I mean, everything from our bank accounts to how we do science. We're talking about the quantum internet. And as you're about to see, it's a coin with two very different sides. The promise of a perfect digital utopia and the very real danger of a future that's more divided than ever.
But first, let me just ask you this. Think about all your online stuff. Your bank details, your private messages, everything you've ever shared. How safe does it really feel? If that question makes you a bit uneasy, yeah, you are definitely not alone. Because the truth is, the internet we use every single day is, well, it's kind of falling apart at the seams. It was never built to handle the world we live in now, or the threats that come with it. And we see the proof all the time. We're not talking about small leaks anymore. Data is being stolen by the terabyte.
So that brings us to our first big idea here. Our internet is fundamentally broken. It's like we're trying to use a map from the 1990s to navigate today's world. It just wasn't designed for this.
And look, this goes way beyond just having your password stolen. We're talking about ransomware attacks that shut down actual hospitals. That's life and death stuff. We're watching entire nations wage cyberwar against each other. And all the while, the gap between people who have access and people who don't just keeps getting wider. It's become crystal clear we need to build on a new foundation.
And that new foundation? Well, it might just come from the weirdest, most mind-bending field of science out there, quantum physics. We're basically looking to move from a broken system to one that runs on what feels, well, like actual magic.
I mean, this stuff is so bizarre that even Albert Einstein was baffled by it. He famously called one of its key principles spooky action at a distance. And that spooky action, which is called entanglement, is the absolute key to this whole revolution.
So what on earth is this spooky action? Okay, imagine you can link two tiny particles, say photons of light, in a special quantum way. Now, no matter how far apart you pull them, even if it's across the entire planet, they stay perfectly connected. Whatever happens to one of them instantly affects the other one. No delay. It's like they're still part of the same system, just in two places at once. It's wild.
And this spooky action is the secret to creating truly unhackable communication. Here's how it works. You entangle a pair of particles. You send one to Alice and the other to Bob. Now, if a spy tries to intercept the message by looking at one of those particles, the very act of observing it shatters the quantum link. Poof, it's gone. And both Alice and Bob know instantly that someone's listening in. It's a perfect tripwire. You literally cannot spy on the message without breaking it.
So if we could build a whole global network on that principle, what would that world actually be like?
This is where we get into the really mind-blowing promise of this technology. You'd have a world with ironclad, unhackable security for literally everything, from your finances to national secrets. But it gets so much bigger than that. Picture surgeons in different countries working together on the same patient in real time, with absolutely zero lag. Or imagine linking up powerful quantum computers from all over the world to solve problems we can't even touch right now, like curing diseases or creating clean energy. The possibilities are just staggering.
And before you think, okay, this sounds like science fiction, it's not. This is happening right now, today, in labs at MIT, at Delft University in Europe, and in massive research centers in China. Scientists are building the very first pieces of this new internet. There are already satellites orbiting Earth, beaming entangled photons from space. This isn't a future possibility. The revolution has already begun.
But there's always a but, right? Every dream of utopia casts a long shadow. And with this kind of incredible power comes an incredible amount of risk. We have to look at the peril that's tied to this new technology.
For every promise, there's a serious potential pitfall. This race to build a quantum internet could easily spark a new geopolitical arms race for quantum supremacy. And what happens if this network is only for the wealthy and powerful? You create a brand new digital divide between the quantum haves and have-nots, a gap so huge we can barely imagine it. Then there's the ethical nightmare. What do you do when criminals and terrorists have access to perfectly unbreakable encryption? How can law enforcement ever stop them?
So you see, this story doesn't have an ending yet. The technology itself is just a tool. It isn't good or evil. The outcome, the future we get, that depends completely on the choices we make starting right now.
When you boil it all down, you can really see three very different roads ahead. There's the dream, a quantum utopia, open to all, built on global collaboration, maybe a new golden age of trust. Then there's the quantum monopoly, where just a few powerful nations or corporations control the whole thing, creating a massive imbalance of power.
Or we could end up with quantum chaos, rival, fractured networks fighting each other, fueling a new kind of digital Cold War.
And these aren't just ideas for some far-off future. The decisions being made today, in government meetings, in research labs, about funding and access and standards, those are the choices that are already steering us down one of these three paths.
Which leaves us with one final haunting question. The last time we built a world-changing network, it completely reshaped humanity. This next one, well, it could redefine the very meaning of trust, of power, of freedom itself. The quantum internet is coming, that's for sure. The only real question is it going to be a force that finally unites us, or one that divides us more deeply than ever before?